Welcome. This is an audio-focused video, so there's no need to watch the screen. Feel free to simply listen. Today we're talking about something that sits in almost every kitchen cupboard or bathroom shelf. Vitamins and supplements. And more specifically, why most men either misunderstand them completely or rely on them in the wrong way. Because somewhere along the way, supplements started to feel like a shortcut. A quick fix. A replacement for lifestyle. But that was never really the purpose. At their core, vitamins are not magic solutions. They are support tools. Small pieces that fit into a much bigger picture. Yet many people treat them as if they can fix deeper issues like low energy, poor sleep, bad diet, or lack of exercise. And when the results don't match expectations, they assume supplements don't work at all. When in reality, the foundation was never there to begin with. Take vitamin D as an example. It's often talked about, especially in places where sunlight is limited for part of the year. But the important point isn't just the vitamin itself. It's what it represents. A connection between lifestyle and health. Because your body doesn't operate in isolation. It responds to environment, routine, and daily habits. If you spend most of your time indoors, don't move much, sleep poorly, and eat inconsistently, no supplement is going to override that completely. But if your foundation is already stable, small nutritional support can play a helpful role. That distinction matters more than most people realize. Another common misunderstanding is the idea that more is better. If one vitamin is good, then taking more must be better. Or taking multiple supplements must create faster results. But the body doesn't work like that. It works on balance. And excess in any direction doesn't automatically lead to improvement. In fact, over-relying on supplements can sometimes distract from the basics that actually create most of the results. Things like sleep quality, food consistency, daily movement, stress management. These are not as exciting as a pill or a powder, but they are far more influential. One of the reasons supplements are so appealing is because they feel easy. You take something. You tick a box. You feel like you've done something productive for your health. And psychologically, that feels satisfying. But real health improvements rarely come from isolated actions. They come from patterns repeated over time. That's where the gap usually forms. People focus on what is easy to add, instead of what actually needs to change. Now, that doesn't mean supplements have no place. They do. But their role is usually supportive, not foundational. Think of them like tools, not engines. Helpful in the right context. Limited on their own. Another important point is consistency in lifestyle habits. For example, sunlight exposure, movement, and sleep patterns all influence how your body feels day to day. When those areas are neglected, people often look for external fixes. Something to boost energy. Something to improve focus. Something to compensate for fatigue. But often, the body is just reflecting imbalance. Not a missing ingredient. There's also a wider mindset issue here. Many people approach health in a reactive way. Only focusing on it when something feels off. Low energy leads to supplements. Poor sleep leads to new routines. Weight gain leads to sudden diet changes. But sustainable improvement usually comes from a proactive approach instead. Small habits maintained before problems appear. Not after. That shift alone changes outcomes significantly. It reduces the need for constant fixes and resets. Instead of chasing solutions, you start building stability. And stability is what actually improves long-term health. Another thing worth mentioning is expectation. Supplements are often marketed in a way that suggests noticeable, fast results. Improved energy, better focus, stronger immunity, faster recovery. And while some people may notice subtle changes, the reality is usually much more gradual and less dramatic. Which leads to disappointment when expectations are too high. So the more realistic approach is to see them as small supporting elements rather than transformations on their own. When that mindset shifts, frustration usually drops. And decisions become more practical. At that point, people tend to focus more on the basics again. Food quality, hydration, sleep, movement, routine. And interestingly, that's usually when they start feeling better overall. Not because they stopped supplements, but because they stopped relying on them as the main solution. There is also something important about responsibility here. Your health is largely shaped by daily choices. What you eat, how you sleep, how you move, how you manage stress. Supplements can support that system, but they cannot replace it. And understanding that creates a more grounded approach to self-improvement. Less chasing quick fixes. more building long-term structure. If there is one simple takeaway, it's this. Focus on the foundation first. Then use supplements as support if needed. Not the other way around. Because the strongest version of your health doesn't come from isolated products. It comes from consistent habits. Now stepping back, this idea applies far beyond vitamins. Fitness works the same way. Money works the same way. Discipline works the same way. Anything meaningful is built on repetition, not shortcuts. So if you've been looking for something to improve your energy, focus, or general well-being, it may not be about adding more things into your routine. It might actually be about stabilizing what is already there. Before you go, I'd like you to do something. Think about one thing from today's video that you can actually put into practice. Not 10 things. Not a complete overhaul. Just one thing. One habit. One small improvement. One decision you can start today. Then leave a comment below and tell me what it is. Maybe you're going to focus more on your sleep. Maybe you're going to spend more time outdoors. Maybe you're going to improve your diet before adding any supplements. Whatever it is, write it down. Because clarity increases consistency. And consistency is what actually creates change. And while you're there, take a moment to read other comments. You'll find people trying to improve in different ways. Different starting points. Same direction. If you found this video useful, consider subscribing. This channel is focused on practical self-improvement. Health, discipline, mindset, money, and building a stronger life through consistent action. Not shortcuts. Not extremes. Just steady improvement over time. The goal isn't perfection. The goal is direction. One step at a time. Thank you for listening. Take care of yourself, keep improving, and I'll see you in the next video.